We hope that you enjoy tonight's video. Tonight we're going to be reviewing this watch. I'm going to be taking it out of its box in just a minute. Let me first of all show you a little information about it. It's a Seiko model SNXS73, and down here on the front of the watch it has the numbers 7S260-364, and on the back 7S260-480. And we just recently did a video which goes into great detail on understanding what those numbers mean. Let's go ahead and look at the watch. It comes in this really nice white cardboard box that I'll try not to harm. Okay, kind of stubborn there for a second. Okay. Open it up. On the side here is the instruction manual. Then we go ahead and slide the watch out. I'd like to talk about something that's very important. Is here on the box, you may not be able to see it, but it tells you the price right there, the original MSRP, $295. When you're getting a new Seiko watch, maybe even new old stock that's 2 or 3 years old, there's a lot of watches that are very similar to this one. Very similar. They're Seiko 5s and they look a lot like that. But many of them, instead of having a price at $295, are priced at maybe $245 or $195. And the difference between those watches may be several things. First of all, this case is 38.3 millimeters. Some of the less expensive watches are just slightly smaller. Maybe it has something to do with the crystal and other factors. But on eBay and Amazon, you can get a Seiko watch that had an MSRP of $295 for only $15 or $20 more than a Seiko 5 watch automatic that had an original MSRP of $195 or $245. When you go to buy a Seiko 5 watch, I would do research to find out which models cost $295 originally, because there has to be something better about them, the $295 watch over the $195 watch and the $245 watch. And like I said, on eBay and Amazon, there's only $10–15 difference when you go to buy that watch, maybe $20, something like that. Let's go ahead and look at the watch. It's a real handsome. Seiko makes this really classic watches. Seiko 5 is on there, prominently displayed. We have the hour markers, and it's a real classic manner. The hands as well as the hour markers are bioluminescent. We see down here the word automatic, and it has the date feature. The Seikos have the crown down about the number 4 position of the watch. Of course, on this particular movement, you don't. Some automatic watches are wound by being moved, something like that. And some watches out there that are automatic are wound by the crown. Some watches, not this one, but there are watches that are automatic in which the crown is pulled out and wound, or pushed in and wound. So some automatic watches can be wound either being automatic or and also the crown. But this one here cannot be wound with the crown. It just moves the hands. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, it's a 38.3 millimeter case, and the case is measured from here to here. It just doesn't include the crown. And it's measured from the 3 position to the 9 position. Just a classic looking watch. And let me take a quick look at my notes and see what other things I wanted to mention. It's an all stainless steel watch, which means the case is stainless steel, the bezel ring is stainless steel, and the bracelet is stainless steel. Seiko uses a crystal called the Hardlex crystal. Hardlex. It's not the only crystal that Seiko uses, but it is a crystal that Seiko makes, and they have a patent on it, and only Seiko makes this particular crystal. The reason why Seiko uses this particular crystal is that, let me reword that. The Hardlex, let me make sure I'm pronouncing that right. Hardlex. Okay, the Hardlex crystal is not as scratch resistant as the sapphire crystal that you'll find in other watches. However, the advantage of this crystal is it's less likely to shatter. Seiko, to the best of my knowledge, uses this particular crystal, the Hardlex crystal, in all of their divers watches. This is not a diver's watch, but they still use that crystal. There's a chance it might scratch just a little bit more than a sapphire, but the advantage of it is it won't shatter. Okay. Like I think I already mentioned here, Seiko, can be just a tad bit confusing. Let's go over this. The number on the box here, we're not going to focus it. Well, I guess I will. SNXS73. Okay. But the numbers found on the watch, this is the front and the back, are not that particular number, are they? So sometimes you have to kind of do just a few minutes on the internet. Thankfully, it's real easy. You just type in these numbers and do a little searching, and you can either look up this number, but if you don't have the box, you're not going to know that number, so you just type in these numbers until you find the watch you're looking for. And then we find that the movement is 7S26, and that movement came out in the year 2011. So this watch came out in 2011, but to the best of my knowledge, they continued to produce it for a number of years. The number on the movement itself, so this number's on the front, this number's on the back of the case, this number is on the movement, 7S26C. Notice it has the extra C on it. That is a slight update over the A and the B. To the best of my knowledge, that's what the C means. The other possibility is that this C might represent the 3rd year that Seiko made that movement. But that's worth mentioning that there are 3 different numbers to look for. And we had a whole video going into a whole lot more detail about how to understand all the Seiko numbers on a watch. Next, we see that the watch is a 21 joules automatic. And automatic means there are some watches that are hand wound, and there are some watches that are wound by the movement of your arm, and they have this caliber that goes round and round and round, and that winds the watch. Okay, this watch has a skeleton back to it, which means that it's well, you can see the movement. I'm not sure, it's a clear back, and you can see the movement, which is real nice. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here's a 19mm bracelet, And what that means is that's the distance between the lugs, okay? Right here's a lug and right here's a lug, and then that bracelet fits right in there. So it's a 19mm bracelet. We also see on this particular Seiko that has their scissor type bracelet, which is real common with Seikos. On the side here I also have an entire 2 videos on this subject. But if you get this type of watch and it's too big, you'll notice all these tiny little adjustments with a pen. You can move that down in here and make it smaller. So for small adjustments you do that, and for large adjustments you remove a link. Okay. Alright, on eBay and Amazon you can find this type of watch and other Seiko 5 automatic watches that have an MSRP of $295 for about $95 to $150, and that's just an incredible bargain. Anyway, I like the watch. The case is as you'd expect it, very well polished. As I mentioned, it's a 38.3mm. A lot of the other Seikos that they made were 36 and 37mm. This one's kind of nice. It's a 38.3, and I'm not exactly sure what else to say about it, but it's just a really nice, handsome watch. I would recommend that you consider that if you're looking for a new watch. Seiko makes very high quality watches, and you can get a Seiko automatic 38.3mm watch on eBay and Amazon from about $95 to $150, and I just think that's an incredibly good deal on it. Well, thank you for watching our video, and we have other videos on YouTube that we hope you enjoy. If you do enjoy our videos, we hope that you'll subscribe. We keep we're a Christian family, and we try to keep our videos Christian family friendly. Well, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.